So then, ladies and gentlemen, Newcastle United have announced their plans for the big Carabao Cup celebrations, which will, of course, be the 29th of March. That's a week tomorrow, and it's going to be on the Town Moor. There is no open-top bus tour, and it's fair to say it's been met with a lot of backlash from Newcastle United fans. And I understand why. I understand why Newcastle United are doing what they are, but I also understand that fans are very, very angry about the plans. Now, the Town Moor event is a ticketed event, and as I record this video now, between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m, season ticket holders can go onto the website and register their interest. From 3 p.m. onwards after that, it is members, members plus, and then so on and so on. So even if you were a season ticket holder or a member, you're not guaranteed that you're going to get a ticket. It's a ballot. It's a ballot that everybody is in this time. And look, whether you think it's fair or not, that's the route Newcastle United have gone down. Now, for me, I'm very much old school. I believe that the best way to do this would be an open-top bus tour. But the logistics might be wrong. Newcastle is a very busy city centre on a Saturday. Shoppers, tourists, etc. But my point of view is Newcastle as an area is huge. There is different routes they could do a bus route and not necessarily hit the city centre. There's so many different roads away from Newcastle United that a bus tour could be the option. But maybe the police and the council or whoever is advising the club on this have decided that the logistics don't work for something like that. They're obviously expecting hundreds of thousands of people to turn up, and rightly so. You know, there's fans from all over the place who want to celebrate this magical moment, and you can't blame any single one fan for that. But for me, seeing the open-top bus tour, you get that special moment. I don't know if you will agree with me or not, guys, but for an open-top bus tour, that the bus drives past you at a slow pace. You get to wave at the players, you get to chant, and the players wave back, and you get that few seconds of, yes, I was able to be part of the celebrations for just those few seconds, but those few seconds mean the absolute world to me. But if you're going on the Town Moor where they're saying they're going to have a stage, a DJ, live music, whatever it may be, you could be hundreds of rows back. And the plan on bringing sort of the players apart, according to Craig Hope, around 6 o'clock on the evening, bringing Eddie Howe on and then introducing everybody one by one. Fantastic. But the problem is, if you're miles back, you're not seeing anything. You maybe they'll put big screens up, but you could sit at home and watch a big screen, and you're not getting that same vibe as if that bus comes past and you just get that few seconds. That's all people want, is to celebrate that few seconds, feeling closer to the players. You might be 15, 20 rows watching from a street point of view as the bus goes past. But surely that's better than being 150, 200 rows back where you're trying to see with binoculars. And yeah, the big screens might be there. They've also said it's a dry event. So there's no alcohol on the Town Moor at all. And this is another thing that a lot of fans have commented on, thinking, well, hang on a minute, we're Geordies, we like to have a party. This is supposed to be a celebration, and it's a dry event. And I've seen loads of people commenting saying, they expect me to stand in a field for hours on end and drink water and pop all day. That's not how Geordies do it. Everybody knows that. Now, personally, I don't drink. But at the same time, I can understand people wanting to have a drink and have a party. That's what this is all about. So, you know what? I'm more old school, and I'm swinging to the side of, an open-top bus tour would have been the best option. But whoever's been advising Newcastle United, they've obviously told them that the logistics of that just aren't possible. And it's Newcastle United that are going to get the backlash for most of this, because they're the ones that are announcing this. They're handling the whole thing. But they may well have been told by the police, the council, whoever it may be, we can't do an open-top bus tour. It's impossible. The amount of people that we're expecting around the streets of Newcastle is too much. But the problem is, you're going to have thousands of people converging on the Town Moor. So they're going to be travelling into Newcastle city centre anyway to get to the Town Moor. Not everybody lives in the city centre in Newcastle. So they're going to do that, and then loads of people will be walking up to the event. So I don't understand. I really don't. And look, I can understand a lot of fans are angry saying that we're season tickets. We've been to the games. We've been to Wembley. And we might not get a ticket. Yet somebody who's not a season ticket holder or a member might get a ticket. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing against that, to be honest. If you're a Newcastle United fan, you're a Newcastle United fan. That's whether you're a season ticket holder, a member, or just a fan. You are a fan of Newcastle United. And, you know, people will be travelling in their droves from all over the place to come and celebrate this incredible event. But it's tinged with a little bit of disappointment here. It's tinged with sadness in a lot of fans, because fans have seen on social media, that they booked hotels. They've booked hotels to come up and spend the whole weekend up here and indulge in the celebrations. And unfortunately, it's not going to happen like that. It just isn't, and it's sad in a way. It's really sad. Now look. Standing, it depends where you are on the Town Moor as to how much you'll see. But the fact it's a dry event as well, I think that'll put a lot of fans off. And I'm not saying that the Geordies are a bunch of alcoholics, but we do like to have a drink and a party, and it's not going to happen. And the Town Moor is going to have hundreds of thousands of people on it. I don't know how many they're going to get on there or how many tickets they're going to have available, but it's going to be packed. And what your view will be like of the stage, I don't know. And maybe you're happy if you just get to the Town Moor and you can only see if they do put screens up, you can only see the screens. You might well be happy with that, and that's fine. But for me, the open top bus tour is what it should be all about. Having that bus pass you, you stand there with your kids, your family, and you wave to the players. You get that little bit of interaction. You see them waving back. Now, they might not be waving at you, but they're waving back in your direction. And, some of the kids will be like, Bruno's just waved at us and stuff like that. But you don't get the same kind of intimacy you do standing on stage in the Town Moor. I have to be honest. Now, look, Newcastle United will do whatever they can to accommodate the fans. They will do whatever they can to make this a very special event. I have no doubt about that. And I'm not saying that Newcastle United are just, getting rolled over here by the authorities and told what to do. They will try and make this event as special as possible. Apparently, Cellar are planning on doing, I presume what is a fireworks display at the end of the event. So that'll be special as well. So they are planning for some special events to happen on the Town Moor. There's no doubt about it. But for a lot of people, it's going to be a very, very disappointing news today that, their plans to come up and maybe just find somewhere on the bus route to celebrate with the players is not going to happen. Now, you may turn around and say, well, surely they could do a little bit of an open-top bus tour on the way to the Town Moor. But again, if they were going to do that, then surely they would have said that. There's nothing in anything that I've read today stating that they're going to have a small open-top bus tour on the lead up to the Town Moor. So my view on that is they've been told by either the council or the police that it just will not work. And we can't do that. And it's such a shame. Because I think after we won the cup last week, everybody was sort of thinking towards this, the open-top bus tour. We said it when we were commentating on the game. We're going to have an open-top bus tour to look forward to, etc. And now we're not, and it just feels a little bit stale all of a sudden, just a little bit disappointing that there's going to be thousands of people who are not going to be able to get into this event. And, they may change the plans. Newcastle may go back to the authorities and say, look, we've got all these people applying for the tickets, but surely we can accommodate some more by just a small bus route on the way to the Town Moor. There's got to be somewhere they can do a bus route to allow some fans who don't have tickets for this big event on the Town Moor to go and see the players and celebrate with the players. That's all they want. That's all those fans want, is a few seconds with the players just to thank them for winning the cup, congratulate them, and get something back from the players. Like I say, just a little wave or something for the kids will just love it. And it's not happening. But it may change. I don't know, guys. I mean, look, I just had to do the video because I'm seeing so many people disappointed So many people. And then there's a lot of people getting onto the website, eventually after waiting in the queue, and it comes up that no events are found. Now, that happened to me, but I had to scroll a little further. I had to actually realise that I hadn't, the website hadn't signed me in. So I had to go and sign in, and then the event popped up. So my advice to anybody that's in that situation where it says no events found, make sure that you're signed in, because if you're not, it won't show the event until you are signed in. So double check that, guys. But that's causing a lot of frustration as well for the people that are waiting in the queue for Donkey Moons. Why is it a dry event? Thought it was a celebration. Shouldn't be gating it, in my opinion. I was lucky enough to be at Wembley because I have a season ticket. Let everyone else see it and have a chance to celebrate. So there's a season ticket holder putting out on social media that they're a season ticket holder, but they want the chance for the other fans to celebrate as well. And that's how I feel. I genuinely feel that way. And the open top bus tour should have been the way. But look, I'm not behind the scenes. I don't know what the discussions were with the authorities, but clearly that they thought that this is the best option to go down. Whether we agree with it or not, that is what's happening. Embarrassing, another person says, whoever came up with this needs to be sacked. Huge PR mistake. Open top bus for the whole city to celebrate. What the F is this shit? Done it all wrong here. Not going to lie, this is pretty shite. Abysmal. Ballot FC. I mean, these are all the comments underneath Newcastle United's announcement. I mean, they've got to be looking at this and thinking, oh, fucking hell. You know, we didn't... Maybe... Look, it didn't matter what the club did. There was always going to be somebody with a bit of backlash. Somebody wasn't going to be happy with what's happened. But having said that, I didn't expect to see this amount of backlash, by the way. But, there is. And I understand. But listen, let me know in the comments down below what you think. Am I talking waffle here, or am I just old school and, times are changing and we have to do things differently now? Or do you think that the open top bus tour would have been the best option to go down, and we should have just fought with the authorities and made sure to get this happening? Let me know. I'm dying to know what you guys think in the comments. But thank you very much for watching the video, guys. If you have enjoyed it, hit the like button as usual. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, have a look around, see what you think, and please do subscribe. It is free to do so. And make sure you hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload like this one or any of our live shows. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Take care.